What's up, everybody? Josh here, and welcome to the Adventure Diaries.
We are on our way to Little Wild Horse Canyon. It's supposed to be like a pretty tight slot canyon. Not 100% sure. We'll find out. But I'm excited to get to. It's been a while since I've walked through a slot canyon. Excited for it. So we're gonna keep going and see what's there.
Little Wild Horse Canyon is located in the San Rafael Swell, just outside the gates of Goblin Valley State Park in central Utah. For the most part, the trail is not too difficult, but it does have a few sections that requires you to scramble up some rocks. The trail is considered to be moderately challenging, but from what I can tell, it all depends on how adventurous you choose to be. Little Wild Horse Canyon is a family-friendly trail. We were traveling with littles ranging from 5 months up to 5 years old. Obviously the babies had to be carried, but the older kids, with the exception of a few spots, virtually had no problems traversing the trail. Also, the trail is dog-friendly, so if you like to hike with your four-legged friend, you're in luck. We came across several groups of them. Of course, I wasn't filming at the time though.
Alright, so we've reached a fork in the road. On my off my left shoulder is Little Horse Canyon. On my right shoulder is Bell Canyon. They do kind of circle around and connect to each other, but we're gonna go down Little Horse where the narrows get to narrow. So let's get down it.
I've been in a few slot canyons in my time, and this one has instantly become one of my favorites. It is easy to see why this is such a popular trail. The entirety of Bell and Little Wild Horse Canyon is a little over 8 miles. The great thing about this is that you can make it as long or as short as you like. I can't speak for Bell Canyon since we didn't do it, but Little Wild Horse is that classic slot canyon. If you're not sure what I mean by that, it's the definition of what a slot canyon is. High steep walls, windy twists and turns, and really tight quarters. And I do mean tight. Tight enough that if you're broad-shouldered, you're most likely going to have to turn sideways to pass through, and hope you don't have to pass anyone. I'm not broad-shouldered by any means, but even I felt the pinch in a few places. I kinda mentioned that I hope you don't have to pass anyone. Best case scenario is that there's enough room for them to scooch by. Otherwise, you are having to get creative. Most of the time that means you're climbing up the walls high enough that they can pass underneath you. This happened to us a few times. The best time to hike this trail is during the spring and fall. There's a multitude of reasons for this, but the major factors, of course, is the weather. During the spring and fall, the temperatures tend to be milder and more enjoyable to hike in. For the most part, you are fully exposed to the elements, and there is not much in the way of shade, so any piece of comfort is welcome. Now, I'm not saying you can't hike during the summer months. You just have to take a few more precautions. This is a desert after all, and the summer temps can easily reach over 100 degrees, and can be very dangerous for the unprepared. Bring plenty of water, hats, protective clothing, sunscreen, essentially anything that will protect you from the sun, and you'll be just fine. Besides the blistering sun, the summer months also brings the monsoonal rains. I know that sounds like a blessing, but in a slot canyon, it can be a deadly curse. Sandstone doesn't absorb water very well. In fact, it works more like concrete. The water sits and pools until eventually it evaporates or makes its way down the drain, and that is exactly what happens All that rain that falls down has to go somewhere. It funnels its way into these natural drainage systems. They hit hard and fast with very little warning, sweeping everything downstream. Not much you can do if you get caught up in one. The scary thing is the rain doesn't have to be in the immediate area. They can originate miles away. All I can say is be vigilant when planning a hike in the Slot Canyon. Pay attention to the weather reports and prepare properly. Alright, enough of this doom and gloom. Let's wrap this up on a more happier note. I really enjoyed hiking this trail, but for me the best part of it was to watch the littles have such a fun time. Initially I was a little worried, because this was T's first real hiking experience, and I wasn't sure how he was going to react. Honestly, it could have gone either way. He loved it. He would never give me a straight answer why he loved it so much, but to me it was pretty obvious. Just the freedom for him and his cousins to run around, climb and play without a care in the world. And to me, it was completely worth it. I really can't say enough about this trail. It offers a unique hiking experience in a unique location, surrounded by unique desert formations. All in all, just a real fun trail. Well, we have reached the end of our journey. It's time for us to turn around and head back. Before we do that though, it's time for us to refuel by having a nice little break and a well-deserved lunch. There is still plenty of adventure for us just down the road. If you like what we are doing, please like and subscribe. And remember, sometimes you have to get lost to find yourself. Until next time, thanks for stopping by.